Hello there fans, and welcome back to what is possibly the worst playthrough I've done, even by some of my very own poor standards. If you're looking at the table there, you'll see we are 24th. We are rock bottom. I'm just going to get rid of my face. You can see that along with Tranmere Rovers, 11 games in, we have not won a game. I've only scored 2 goals and I've only had 2 draws. Now one of them was just against Bolton, who are top. And we have got some new signings. You're not going to see all of them, but we're going to unveil some of the new signings now. So I'm going to click through, and you might have seen some of their names coming up. Now you can see Christian Vieri. We've got a team that we can be proud of, West Brom fans. And we've got a new signing here. We've got Carlos Roberto Correa, who I've signed because I was sold so many players that I'm struggling. Now I've moved to 3-4-3. Got Fabian Barthez in goal. Taribo West at centre back. I've still got Parsley and Darton, the guys who are here. Lee Ashcroft has had to come in because Kevin Donovan, who has been playing really well, is out for the season. That's what that black X means, the dreaded black and white X. Mark Viduka, he was a low-cost signing. He's a midfielder on this game. He's surprisingly our best midfielder despite having the worst rating. At the minute I've got a loanee called Gary Cole playing on the left wing, and I've got my left winger up front in David Smith. I'm just going to pivot that around. I was just experimenting in the last game to try and see if I could get anything going. I'm going to bring in this guy here and then pivot. I tell you what, I'm going to put my winger up front. I'm going to bring Lee Ashcroft there, because this is the problem. Let's finish the forwards. So I had been playing Christian Vieri up front with Filippo Inzaghi and Bobby Taylor, but due to the injury, where is he? Vieri, he's out for another game. So he's our biggest signing so far. He's not got a goal. Inzaghi, he finally got off the mark, and then we drew 1-1 with Bolton, who were 4th on the table, I believe, when we came in, but they were top going into that. Really struggling to score goals. I feel like every chance that's going to go in, someone on the opposition team heads off the line. Something that I can't seem to do myself because I never have any defenders back there. Fabian Barthez, though, he's going into his 3rd game now, and it's been a significant improvement since we've brought him in. I've still got Tony Lang on the bench. I can no longer sell anyone. I did say if we get relegated, this playthrough was over. I might extend that as apologies to anyone who wanted to see West Brom. So we're going to have a look at this game. This is better for me because the Bolton game, they were just in their white kit. It was an absolute nightmare. Burnley, though, in the claret and blue. Let's see if we can get a goal and get going. Now I have changed pad from last time. I've moved to this Competition Pro one, because the one I was using seemed so stiff that I was convinced that was part of my downfall. And here is Inzaghi, and he's through, and he's hit that, and that's a decent save for him. I believe it was it Beresford in goals, did I see? Or have I made that up? Now Taribo West is very pacey compared to the other defenders I had, so he's also made an impact. And there we go. Now that I've got going, now that I've got Inzaghi and my new guy signed from Hungary despite being an Argentinian, and I tried to look him up, it looked like he'd never played in Hungary, so I'm not sure what's gone on there, but Inzaghi has got his 2nd of the season. We've had a little bit of a rest because we've got rid of the formality of the League Cup by losing. Oh, I was nearly through that, and I just needed to hit shoot, and I didn't. Yeah, we got rid of the League Cup because we lost over the 2 legs 1-0 to Oxford. Oh, he's missed it. Come on, Barthez. He's saved it. See, I feel like the old goalkeeper, Naylor, was it Naylor or Taylor? I feel like he wouldn't have saved that. But I've got a bit of an injury. Oh, I've got a bit of an injury crisis, and I've got absolutely no depth now. Now, some of the things that we have done, I tried to sign pretty much all of the Ajax players under $1 million that were mentioned to us in the comments last time, and Ajax just not budging on that at the minute. But if we get any more money during the season, the good thing about having such a small squad now is that I am making about 60,000 a home game. and that I really need Vieri back now that I've got going a bit, because that lone striker, or the lone player I've got in, he is really bad. So I've got a little bit of money left, and I've been starting to have a look around for some much cheaper players just to fill in the way that they're done with Viduka, even though he's 100, and I just bought him pretty much for the sheer name value alone. But he, like I said, he's actually pretty decent. He's number 5. Oh no, that's going to go in. No, it's not. I've started to notice the patterns of play in this. Again, I feel like Bartes has made a difference to us there. Yeah, so if you look out for number 5 though, that is Mark Viduka, who, and I had to check, he was never a midfielder in his career. His stats for, I think he was in Melbourne Knights was where I found him, and I checked after I purchased him. Got some really good strike rate for them. I think it was something like 48 in 52 games or something. So despite being a youngster, it's very easy to see how he ended up in Europe. Now I am loving, despite my poor performance and having to come back on episode and be like, look guys, I'm bottom, I am really enjoying this. Now let's see if we can get on and hit this. Or didn't get anywhere like enough power on that. And ideally I'd like to move Taylor out still and get a oh no, so that's one of the goals I concede. Since moving to the 3 at the back, I don't feel like it's had any real difference. I actually feel like I've been better defensively, weirdly, despite that goal you just saw. But I'm letting in a lot of those rebounds where the keeper's spilling them. And I never seem to get in those positions that the computer seems so good at creating. You notice that was what I was talking about. They had all their players seemingly back on the line, and he's like it's like a cone. That guy up there, that lone E. Oh, I thought I'd done it there. I thought I'd got my first brace. So the AI, the computer, scores quite a lot of that lofted, not lofted, that curving shot. Oh, I thought I'd put that in there. That was a superb challenge, and he's taken a man out, so he's going to get a bonus with me for that. But we have lost this, so it's the first return. It's episode 2. You've at least seen what is only our 3rd goal of the season. Now we'll go in. We had a few requests about teams to have a look at. So we don't need to check the league just yet, because we know we're going to be bottom. I'm thinking now, who is going to get a win first, us or Tranmere? And then Tranmere have won, so there we are. We are the last remaining. Oh no, we're not. I was gonna say we're the last remaining win this team in division. But Luton, look at Luton. They've got 8 points and they're all from draws. So there's a tiny bit of hope for us if we can get going. If we have a look at the highest scorers list here, so you'll see most of all of these have scored more goals than our entire team so far, including Andy Legg, who scored past us, Ian Bard, who scored past us. Patalainen didn't score past us. Must have been busy working in Bolton coroner's office that day. And I believe, I want to say, did Mendonca score past us? I know Junior Bent definitely did. Right, so let us get in and have a look at club business. You see that, so because I made some signings, got £25,000 left. So we've got a home game coming up, so we'll check that after to see how much money we've got. I was going to say, Mendonca can't have scored past us because we've only got Grimsby coming up. Now, one of the requests I had was to check out Norwich, who I believe will be Premier League, because this is not, well, not I believe, they will be. This may have been the Europe era. Let's have a look at Norwich here. So the good gun, senior, Brian Gunn, Bradshaw, Newsom, Polston, Mark Bowen, Neil Adams, Mike Milligan, Ian Crook, Darren Eady. One for us to keep an eye on there. Left wing 750 if we can ever get any money, and Mike Sheeran and Mark Robbins. Then the bench is Andy Marshall, I was always a fan of his, Ian Butterworth, Rob Newman, Robert Olathorn, and Jeremy Goss, the Wonder Volley Meister himself. And then another thing I want to have a look at, we've had the very sad news about Sven-Goran Eriksson this week, and so he was Sampdoria manager during this era. So I was like, do you know what, let's have a check of Sven's Sampdoria team. So we've got Walter Zenga in goal, a hero of mine, despite his reign as Wolves manager. Manini, Ricardo Ferreira, for Chalwood, I could never pronounce that. Sensei Mihailovic, Antilio Lombardo, somewhere on the shelf behind me. What a player. Jugovic, David Platt. It never dawned on me that he was his manager when Platt was there. Ivani Rudhuller, who was a striker on this game in his 50 million. Roberto Mancini, what a forward line. And then subs bench is Nakari, I'm not familiar with him, Osterena, Maspero, Salsano, and then Bertarelli. So very, very, like I said, very sad news. It's lovely. I had a lovely little parting message, I guess I would call it. There he is there, the most in focus that camera is ever going to be, dedicated to Sven Cam, just for this episode. Now we are going to get in to our second game. Big Christian is back. Can we get this first win of the season on camera? Where are Watford? Watford are 17th. They've only won 3 games themselves. They're free scoring compared to us with their 11 goals. But let's see what we can do. Oh, I'm not. He's done that thing that's really upsetting, where he's lost 50,000. Ashcroft is out. Where I'm gonna have to put Smith back there. Let's get the loney guy back. I tell you what, let's get Handyside in, the loney winger, just in case he is faster. And then Vieri, he's going to be fit enough for the bench, but you're going to have to wait to see his long-awaited return. Watford's team: Miller, Lavin, Foster, David Holdsworth, Richard Johnson, Andy Hessenthaler, Derek Payne, Gary Porter, Craig Ramage, Tommy Mooney, Jamie Morelli, I'm not familiar with him, Jason Solomon, Dominic Ludden on the bench, along with Digweed. What a brilliant name. Can't say I'm familiar with him. Tommy Mooney, I'm sure I have seen, because I had a little prowl around with the lack of stats that I can find, and I can't find a tremendous amount of info about this game. Anytime you search for Sensible World of Soccer on Amiga, it automatically defaults to the 95-96 version, the one where it has the player stats listed next to them, where this isn't about that life. Oh, referee, that had to be a pen. I followed that up with a tackle that was kind of a half volley, and the refs just ignored my cries for a penalty. I feel like everything is going against me. Great header out there by Taribo Westo. Oh, and he's lost it. He's normally got much better control than that, Inzaghi, and he's giving that away. And there is Viduka giving it away as well after I was bigging him up. Right, ball over the top. Inzaghi, can you get onto that? He has got onto that. Now this is the type of shooting I normally have, where everything goes over the bar. So I need to try and work out the sweet spot from where to hit it. Because I feel like that is where I historically would have scored. I made the famous comments of saying in the first episode, oh, I used to be pretty good at this game, so that's why I've not played any warm-ups or any practices. I do feel like a lot of my early defeats were caused by my goalkeeper, though. And I hate blaming goalkeepers. I'm very pro goalkeeper, I would feel. Oh, and that is the type of shot that I feel the computer scores regularly against me. But he's got to that. I do feel like, despite the money I've spent on the forward line, that I maybe need one last forward upgrade to complete that free. And again, it fizzed another one over the shop, over the top, like over the top. Oh no, it took a long while to get up there, and that always worries me. But 0-0 half-time. Trebo West having a stormer. Definitely just jinxed him. It's not attractive, but we're in the game. And I'm like, am I going to risk making a sub, bringing Vieri on? Let's see what happens. Hopefully we can grab a goal and he can continue resting on the bench. Get in, there we go. It's happening, people. I did have a look. That is Filippo Inzaghi again, who's becoming a West Brom legend. I did have a look to see if Simone was about, and there is no sign of him currently. So with the smaller squads, it's not obviously made it onto the game enough. Come on, Taribo. Good header. There we go. It's the first time I've scored 2. It's a brace. Header ball on. I believe that was Viduka with a through ball. And now that I've got my own signings, things are happening. Good save, Barthez. I'm going to title this episode The Signings. Oh, I couldn't get that under control. I was desperately trying to hit that, but where's the time? 71 minutes left. They've only got 19 minutes. I feel like if we can keep this ball at the other end. There we go. Get that away. Oh, it's just trying to hit that. I wasn't even fussed about getting that on target. I was just trying to keep it that end. Blast it over. Come on, ref. Get that down the line. I'm just going to try and go to the corner. And there we go, people. We've done it. The first win of the season. 2 goals for Inzaghi within 10 minutes. He's off and scoring. Vieri had been playing in that central striker role, but when he comes back, I'm going to drop him in probably to the left-hand side. I'm still going to try and get an upgrade on Bobby Taylor because he's not quick enough for me. And Vieri is not the quickest, sadly. But if you've got any recommendations for me, let's get rid of my face. Let's have a check of the league. Let's see how we are doing. And let's click through these results just to see. Hopefully Tranmere don't go from winning no games to stringing 2 on the row. There, Tranmere. So they've drawn. So they've pulled themselves up to 20th with that win. We, however, are now in. We're still in last place, but we're back up. 1 more win, and we're off the bottom. So things are going well. Thank you very much. Thank you for sticking with me. Hopefully we'll turn this around. We'll come back about game 20 and see if we've managed to start climbing up the table and whether we've signed any more legends prior to them becoming a legend.